Hey, everybody. This is Crystal Richardson. So extremely happy to be with you today. We are here on our WOIII Facebook Live, Women of Impact and Innovation International. And this is where we have weekly words of wisdom. We have been taking a little bit of a break after we came back from our summit. There's been so many different events going on, and there still is. And so as we move into the end of this year, we want to still have a few of these. So if you're interested in participating, let us know. We have several amazing members that are behind the scenes right now that I will bring up. And we will be talking about longevity. We'll be talking about legacy and our goals as we move into the end of this year and get ready for what we have planned, what God has planned for us for next year. We want to have where we hear a little bit of wisdom from our members in what they do for themselves, maybe for their clients, and maybe some triumphs, some tragedies, different things that they've had so that we can learn from those as well. So without further ado, I'll bring up the Miss Megan and the Miss Nancy. Let's see if we can get you all up here. Awesome. How are you all doing?
Great. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you all for being on today. So go ahead, Megan, and introduce yourself, and then we'll get into some questions.
Awesome. So hello, my name is Megan Liz Felix. I am a chain breaker, and I am called to show women what is possible and to teach women how to turn their pain into power. Because as somebody who grew up in what I call a living hell, I know what it's like to hurt, and God has done so many amazing things in my life, and I know what is possible for anyone. It doesn't matter where we come from, what we've been through, or what has happened to us, but we are called to live a life and live it abundantly. So my purpose is to teach women how to turn their pain into power and to show them what is possible and lead them to the women that they are called to be.
Awesome. Well, hello, chain breaker. Hello. Okay, Miss Nancy.
Hi, good morning. I'm Nancy Allard, and I'm known as the multi-unit expert because I have lost millions in the real estate industry, so you don't have to. Right now, what I do is I coach people like you how to create passive income and generational wealth by buying multi-family units and leveraging life insurance products. So let's get on that journey to start changing and creating wealth.
Awesome. Well, hello, Miss Multi-Unit. How are you?
I am fine.
Awesome. And I am Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I'm known as the Untapped Income Coach. There's a lot of people out there that have various things that they have inside of them, inventions, innovations. And so being able to pull that out and help you to tap into that is what I'm about. And I love talking about innovation in everything. And thus the name Women of Impact and Innovation International, because we are an international group. And I know Nancy has been a lot of places, Megan's been some places too. But it is about what we can do for women all over the world that need us. And so thank you all for being on today. So when you hear the word, I'll start with Nancy first. When you hear the word longevity and legacy, the words is two, longevity and legacy. What comes to mind for you?
Longevity and
legacy.
What comes to mind is planning, preparation, right? Because you can't have longevity without planning, right? You cannot. So that's what comes to mind. Planning, preparing, and marching to those plans so you can get to that end result. Planning.
Okay, excellent. And we will expand on that in a moment. And then we have Megan, same question.
What comes to mind for me with longevity is health. That's for me in this season of my life. That is something that is front and center for me, to be healthy, to eat healthy, to be my best so I can plan longevity and do things and plan for the future and be healthy and be able to show up and do the things that I am called to do to leave the legacy that I want to leave.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's what
Excellent.
that is to me.
Excellent. Mhm, mhm. So, Nancy, when we had talked before, we talked a little bit about, planning and how we need to plan for what we want to do. And you mentioned the word planning yourself. And so can you get into a little bit about what kind of plans you're talking about that can help us with our longevity and legacy?
Yes, and as you asked me this question, I am thinking about a conversation I had with a client of mine 2 days ago, and I'm a real estate broker, but sometimes I act like I'm a lawyer on TV. I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. I'm a psychologist for my clients, and I've consistently and this is one of the reasons I think I am different, because I'm not just a real estate broker, because I have consistently counseled my clients in how to protect themselves, how to make sure that the asset that they're acquiring, they're able to keep it, they're able to hold on to it, right? And so she had called me and she was in some kind of relationship, and I explained to her, you need to make sure you have a trust. You don't want sister A or sister B to take care of your children. So you need to have a trust so that you are specific in what you want. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know um, if you walk out the door tomorrow and you never wake up tomorrow, and then your children are at the hands of where you don't want them to be, right? So this is where the planning comes in. If you have children and you are unmarried, you need to have a will and a trust. You need to have your property, especially if it's $1 million property and there's no loan on it. You need to have it in a trust and have the children as a beneficiary, and set someone else as the trustee that you absolutely trust, that would have the best interest of your children at heart. I am not a lawyer. I don't do trust. I don't do all this. But what I do know is, from being in this business for 27 years and just meeting and moving and doing all this with people from all across of industries, I know what I know, right? And I tell you what I know, and I expect you to go to the expert in that field to carry the ball. I give you the ball. I don't even know why I'm using a ball analogy, because I know nothing about football, basketball, baseball. But anyway, let
It
me
is
see if I
football
can
season
get
right
this.
now, so
Right, it is. It is football season. So I give you the ball and I want you to carry it to the end zone. Hopefully that is the correct
that was
analogy.
correct.
I-
That was correct.
okay. I give it to you, and I want you to do the things that you need to do, because if you don't start preparing now, you preparing now so that you can start creating that legacy and you can protect it. You're protecting your money, you're protecting your children, right? You can't just say, oh, I have all this money, and maybe my husband or my wife, they handle all the money, they know whatever. No, 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 no. It is okay for one person to, let's say that one person pays the bills every month. You don't want confusion. Yeah, yeah, one person pays the bill. But maybe once a month, once a quarter, you all get together with your wine and discuss where you are financially. Well, maybe not wine, maybe vodka, I don't know. Um, and you discuss where you are financially. This is where we are. This is what we have. This is what we work into words. This is where everything is. This is where the will. If one more person called me and tell me, we know they had a will, but we can't find it, I'm just gonna lose my mind. Because what is the point
Well,
in
be prepared to lose your mind because a lot of people have no clue. No clue.
right? So that's what I'm thinking when I think about being but prepared to create your legacy, to secure your money. Also, I don't want to see not one more person on Facebook doing a GoFundMe to bury someone. Yo, people, I'm sorry, people, hear me. GoFundMe is not and was not made to bury people, to have a funeral. That's not what GoFundMe is for. You have pre need, you have final expenses, you can pay it monthly until it's done so that you are taken care of. And this is not necessarily for you, this is for your family. Because what you want to do is ask yourself, when I die, and we all will, nobody's getting out alive. When I die, who am I leaving to hold the bag? Who am I leaving responsible for my expenses? That's what you ask yourself. And then you're going to start preparing for the future. And when you have an asset, you protect it. You have family members, you protect them. You don't leave them holding the bag. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 But like I said, be prepared to lose your mind because it's going to happen again. Somebody's
It
not going to
is.
know where something
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It happens.
is going to happen. So uh, let's see. So Megan, the chain breaker. So talk to us about what kind of planning you feel that we should be doing right now in our life, as well as right now being the end of the year.
I feel that thinking about next year, thinking about goals, thinking about what do you want to accomplish before you leave this earth. I love everything that Nancy said, and I think she hit the nail on the head so many different times, especially about when you die. So many people don't think about that. They don't think about dying. They think about, oh, I have all the time in the world. And that's just not the
Mhm.
truth, right? At any given point, we could be gone. And then who are we leaving to pick up all of our stuff? Um, that hit for me what she was speaking about, because I've had to personally experience that with people passing and not having life insurance and all of that, and me having to foot the bill to bury them, and all of that burden, and it's just wrong. So many people don't think about that, and or a lot of other things as well. When she said if she sees the GoFundMe page one more time, she's going to lose her mind. I can relate with that because I feel the same way about women. And well, I serve women, so I say women, but there's men out there that do this
Mhm.
too. But people that say, I'm not a reader, because we can tell people, give them the blueprint, tell them what we've done, show them the results that we have and all of that, and them say, oh, well, I'm just not a reader. Well, obviously you don't want it bad enough. And I felt that way. If I hear somebody say I'm not a reader one more time, I'm going to lose it, right? I'm going to be like, pop, because we're in a world today where you don't even physically have to. You can listen to something, right? But like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I feel like it's more important now than ever before for us to really start doing things differently, because the world needs it. Our family needs it. Our family deserves it. And I tell people all the time, if you can't get out of your own way for you, do it for somebody that you love.
Exactly.
She just bottom lined it right there. If you can't get out
Yes,
of your state, so out of your way for yourself, do it for somebody else that you love.
I
Wow, wow,
love
wow.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's good. That's
Crystal,
good. That's
can
good.
I just
And I want
add one more thing, Crystal? So, because when
sure.
Megan was talking, I was like, yeah, um, protect your stuff. But one of the other things in you protecting your family is when you buy that asset, right? Which is your real estate, which is one of the largest assets most people will acquire, right? When you buy it, protect it. And when I say protect it, I say protect the asset and protect the spouse that will be remaining once you're gone. And I don't understand why people don't get mortgage protection. And the reason I got a life insurance license is during COVID. I've been a realtor for 27 years, but during COVID, not one, not two, but three of my clients passed, and the spouse remained not able to pay for the house because that was the spouse that was not working, that was handling everything at the home, and they had to sell the house. And that's when I decided, if I'm going to sell you one of your largest assets, if I'm going to deliver that to you, I'm going to show you how to protect it. I don't know who you are, wherever you are. Sit down with your spouse and discuss mortgage protection, because what that does is, you work hard, you buy the property, and you want to be able for your wife or your husband to keep it. If you have children, so your children can stay in the home, so you don't have to sell it. And if you have mortgage protection, you get a check to pay it off and you can keep it. That's it.
Mhm. That's it. Drop the mic. Yeah, yeah, and I think with where I am right now and the different things that God has been dealing with me on in relation to next year, everybody, a lot of times has where they come up with a theme for the year, and I'll be at Megan's this weekend. Nancy, you should have come too. We'll be at Megan's this weekend for the private little what is it called,
Ooh,
reset
Reset.
reset
ooh,
retreat.
where is that, Megan?
It's at her house. You still have time to come to Philadelphia.
Oh, you're in Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But next year for me is I've been thinking about, where am I personally and where are the people around me? And when you look at, I said I was going to feature several books. This is a book by Jen Duplessis,
Mhm.
and I am
Yes.
in what chapter am I in? I think it's chapter 9. I'm not sure, but it's on page 49.
Mhm.
And mine deals with fear. But the part I want to talk about in here is where I mentioned a statistic from the World Health Organization on the number of people, and I talk about this a lot. There's over 970 million people diagnosed worldwide with anxiety and depression disorders. And a part of that has to do with what we're talking about today: planning and protection. Planning and protection. And what kind of protection? Protecting our mind, protecting our assets, protecting our spirituality, like, all the different things that we should be protecting. And so that word has resonated with what we're talking about today, is that there's a lot of different things that we need to protect. And it's the same with me too, Nancy, different things that I'm doing now and getting an education in to have where I can do more for people to help them with the various areas of protection. And so it's key to be able to share these nuggets. And in the welcome packet that we will be using starting for 2024, that Misty worked on, part of it, we will be giving various nuggets from ourselves as, different things that we're experts in. And so some of the things that you all talked about today definitely need to be in there as new members come on. Well, you should do this, and this based on Nancy Adler. You should do this, and this based on Megan. You should do this, and this, based on Crystal and others. And so this has really, really been really great. And so I'll start with you this time, Megan. So if you had just one main word of advice that you haven't already given that you would want to leave with people, what would that be?
100% is possible 100% of the time.
Mhm.
Okay, and explain that.
We can be programmed to think and believe that something may be possible for someone else, but not for us. And that's one of the biggest lies we can ever come into agreement with, because it is in you, it is for you. And I know so many people that have huge callings on their life that should be living a life beyond their wildest dream. And they are hindered by their belief system because they grew up in an environment that told them it wasn't possible. So for me, that was one of the biggest game changers when I stepped into the realization that 100% is possible 100% of the time.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. Nancy, your one word of advice that you haven't already given.
I would say, ask questions. Continuously ask questions, because one of the biggest lie that's been told is the one that says what you don't know won't hurt you. That is a big lie, because what you don't know most definitely will hurt you. And what I would like to say to everyone out there, and I know it's one of those catchphrases, don't hurt the player. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game. Well, what I'd like to tell you is don't hate anybody. How about learn the rules of the game so you too can play the game? Okay? Learn the rules of the game so you can participate. Okay? That's it.
She always has these drop the mic statements at the end. She's like, that's all I got. That's it. I'm done. You know, she has these little tags. Oh my gosh, that's good. Those are really, really good, ladies. Those are really good. And I think that I would say that it's in you. It's in you. My word of advice is it's in you. And going back and back and back and back again to Napoleon Hill and even to the Bible. It's whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Now, it is not where you're going to say, well, I'm going to be an astronaut and go to the moon. Well, if you can conceive and believe it like enough,
You will go to school.
And you'll be like the oldest astronaut ever and the one that can do it in the shortest amount of time. Maybe you could actually do that. But it is conceiving and believing things that are not just necessarily realistic and not just necessarily in your reach, because those are stretch goals.
Right.
In the last talk that I gave, I'm like, everybody put your hand up in the air and reach for that stretch goal, reach for that stretch goal. But it is in you. And so understanding how to pull that out is where people like us come into play to help you do that. I have so many different people on so many different levels, C-suite people, multimillionaire, even a billionaire that called me her mentor. It's a matter of knowing that it is in you and then going for it. So part of it has to do with us being able to believe and conceive and then creating that burning desire and not letting fear and distractions take you out of what it is that is planned for you. And then you need to protect it, and you need to plan, and you need to break those chains, and all the different things that we've been saying, like kind of come in together, right? And so I think that that's really, really good, really good. And what's one thing, and we'll start with you, Nancy, as we get ready to wrap up. What's one thing that you're personally doing to prepare yourself for 2024?
Well, what I'm personally doing right now is, honestly, this is what I'm doing. I am working on me from the inside out. I am working on getting rid of all these sabotage that we, all these saboteurs that we have when we get ready to do something. There's somebody saying, well, no, you don't need to do that right now. You have time. You don't have time. Do it right now. That's what I'm working on, and finding out the reasons why am I procrastinating? Why am I? So I'm working on Nancy, so that this last quarter of this year, I'm working on Nancy so that I can rock it out, and so that 2024 will be an even better Nancy Alert.
And is that better Nancy Alert going to Dubai another 15 times next year?
The better Nancy Alert is going to Dubai next week.
See how you are?
I am actually going there from the 4th to the 11th, because I think Michelle is going to be there as well. I'm speaking at the Women Economic Development Summit in Dubai, and I'm so excited.
Oh, good. I think is that the I think Qua's going.
Oh, so
I don't know if
Qua
it's
is
that
going to
same.
be there, and Janice is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that same one. And the
Mhm.
Dentleys and all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
I
So,
think it's that same one.
oh, but
Okay.
you know
Well, the
I'm
better
moving
Nancy,
to Dubai, right?
you
Did you know
said,
that?
but I don't know when.
Next year. So I'm going to be living there 6 months out of the year. So that's the better Nancy. is going to be
That's
living
better.
in Dubai 6 months. Yes.
Well, the better Nancy needs to invite the better Crystal over.
You're all invited.
To stay for a little bit. So, what is the better Megan doing to plan for next year?
I am building I have a really solid relationship with God, but I'm building that with him as far as putting him first, and journaling and doing gratitude lists before I go to bed, making sure that I carve out the time to listen to his word, waking up early to spend that time with him, because I know the things that he has put in my heart are going to require me hearing from him clearly and having that super, super strong relationship to where there's no doubt when he's speaking. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. And soon as you said the word gratitude, a little head popped up in the backstage. I can't believe you said that word, and then the little head popped up in the back. And so we're going to bring Miss Gratitude herself on, and I'm going to play this commercial. Nancy, I'm not sure if you saw the commercial related to "You Are Beautiful." I think you're on there, and Megan, both of you did it too, right, Megan? The "You Are Beautiful."
I did.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play that, and then bring up Miss Maris, Miss Gratitude.
I am powerful.
I am worthy.
I am creative. I'm wise.
I am beautiful.
And together, we want to say to you,
our sisters, sister, keep believing,
Keep going.
keep rising.
And the last thing we want to tell you is
Never forget that you
are
beautiful.
Wow.
Everyone, hi, Miss Maris. How are you?
Good morning, ladies. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
yes, we can.
guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Morning. I don't know if I can. I don't know if my signal's very good this morning. And good morning, everybody. Happy Thankful Tuesday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
awesome.
a little bit slow. The commercial looked great. I'm sorry I didn't get my memo to be able to pop in there on that commercial with you guys, but I love it. It really came out great. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what gratitude do you have for us today?
Oh my gosh. I just popped something in the group this morning asking the group if they have a gratitude practice in the morning, right? Because here's what we know about gratitude. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is we say, thank you, right? Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for allowing us to open our eyes, because it's not an assumption. It's not an assumption. So from the moment we wake up in the morning, even when we're challenged, there's always that space of gratitude for something, right? For something, for someone, that I showed up today, which is a big question sometimes when things are really tough, right? So the idea of doing a gratitude practice that is in the morning and midday and in the evening is something that really bookends our whole experience, right? And so we very much bring this into the corporate space, into the family space. And the idea is that when we wake up in the morning, we turn to our spouse or to ourselves in the mirror and say, what am I grateful for today? And not only what am I grateful for, but what's my grounding? So if my grounding is 20 minutes of just quiet space with God, or my grounding is we get to dance it out, or my grounding is we get to meditate, that's another piece of building that space of gratitude, right? And then from there, we say, how do we get to be generous today? How do we get to be generous today with ourselves, with other people? I've just been reading this morning, we just did a meditation on grace. I don't know where you guys sit on grace, but grace is all about gratitude, right? It's allowing a space for us to be in what we're feeling and just take a breath to navigate that everything we're feeling and everything we're working through, it's okay. It's okay, because this too shall pass, and we have the strength and the skills and the tools. And if I'm not feeling that way, then who do I get to turn to for that strength and those skills and those tools? That's when we, in gratitude, turn to sisters like us here, right? That's when we turn to God and ask for support, not always ask for strength, but to be okay asking for support, and
Right.
also being okay asking that from each other, right? And that
Right.
all comes from a place of trusting that we're worthy and that the gratitude really will shift everything.
It really will. It really will. And I'm grateful for all of you. It's almost time for us to end. I know Nancy has another event that she has to go on, that she has to host. And I want to just go ahead and play her commercial and why she joined. She was out on the ocean on this particular one. She's always going. But Nancy, I really, really appreciate you. Any final words before I show your commercial and you have to head out?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on there. Maris, it's so good to see you. Hi.
Good to see you, honey. We get to catch up.
Yes. And please send me that video. You are beautiful, so I can post it everywhere. I love it. It turned out so fantastic.
Thank you. There's another one that's the vertical one. So some people film theirs horizontal, and that's the one that you saw. There's another one that's vertical too. I'm not sure if you're in that one. Some people are in both, but I really appreciate you all doing that. And Maris, we will do it again so that you can be in, because there's a number of people that missed the deadline. They were like, oh, I wanted to be in it. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Nancy.
Thank you.
Bye, Nancy.
Hi, I'm Nancy Allard. I'm a real estate broker, and I show people how to create true generational wealth by acquiring multifamily units, multi-units. And the reason I chose to join and become a member and an ambassador of WOIII is because this organization, this group, is truly about women intent, women's impact, women in innovation. It's about women taking the world to the next level, taking us where we need to be. This organization and the international intent that we have, I'm all about it. Let's take this WOII and the women involved to the next level and help other women around the world to be all that they intended, all that they were supposed to be. I'm Nancy Allard.
Nice, Nancy. Nice.
I like it. You see all the waves moving in the background.
Yes, all the waves. Those were real waves, not fake waves. And so,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, we're going to have to do our WOIII event in Dubai. Once you move there, we need to get all set up and head over when it's not 1,000 degrees.
Yes.
Awesome.
All
Well, you
right,
take
Nancy.
care. You have a great day.
All righty. Bye.
Can I claim the first night in the guest room?
No, I already did. I'm so sorry. I already did. So sorry. Okay, so Megan, do you have anything else for us before you head out, and then we'll finish with gratitude with Maris?
Thanks.
I would just say, if it's in you, it's for you. If you have a desire, believe it. Like, God gave you that vision because that's what he has for you. So lean into women that are going to love on you and support you, and surround yourself with the people that have what you want so you can get what they've got.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
love that.
Well,
Great wisdom.
you have a
Great
great
wisdom.
day as well, Miss Megan. I'll go ahead and play the other one as you head out. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetheart. Love you.
I am powerful. I am worthy.
I am creative.
I am wise.
I am beautiful.
And together, we want to say to you,
Our sisters. Sister.
Keep believing. Keep going.
And the last thing we want to tell you
And never, never forget.
That you
are
beautiful.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Love it, love it, love it.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. What other words of wisdom do you have before we head out?
Well, sorry I popped in so last minute, but I was happy for the opportunity. And here's what I would say, with everything going on in the world right now, obviously, Israel and other parts of the world, this space of grace, you guys, I'm just going to bring it forward again, right? We are humans first. And that is the bottom line. That is where the bottom line begins. It doesn't matter the color of our skin, our religious preferences, our political preferences. We are connected as humanity. And that is a choice we get to make every day in how we show up in it. When we lead with gratitude, when we lead with respect, when we stand up in that way, when we know that we are worthy of the power of connected relationships at work and home. And when we lead our day that way, and we wake up in the morning and say, I am grateful, and all day long acknowledge gratitude, it will shift everything. It will shift your business. It will shift your personal life, right? Trust that we are where we are when we are meant to be. And the moments that are tough, and I will be honest, I am in the middle of a lot of them right now. The space I get to hold is I'm in a community that is supportive, and I know this moment will pass. And that's what we get to do. So be in that space of grace and love, and know that we are where we are when we're meant to be, and have a beautiful day, and know that it's all possible. It's all possible. And I thank you, Sister Crystal, for letting me join here today. And you guys, this community is a powerful community of support, and it succeeds only when we all engage. So we'd love to see more engagement. We'd love to hear your wisdom. Please share it with us. Those of us who are talking really want to hear from everybody else too. Join us as an ambassador on our board. Please bring a circle of other women in, because when we support one, we support all. When we coach to one, we coach to all. We are a community of beautiful humans, powerful, POWHERFUL, making an impact, and we get to do it together. Honored to be here. Thank you, my queen, my sister. Let us hear from you guys.
Yeah, the word grace is just resonating in my ears. Grace, 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 because how often do we not give ourselves grace? God is giving it to us. Other people may be giving it to us as well. But even if they don't, we have to live with ourselves, and we have to do what we need to do to sometimes boost ourselves by that self-grace. So I really appreciated that word on today. Really appreciated it.
Good, my sister. Well, I love you, and I'm wishing everybody a beautiful day, and pop in here and share your wisdoms, share your gratitudes for today, share every win, because every win, it's not about a big win, a small win. A win is a win. Every win leads to another win, because that's committed action. So share with us so we can celebrate you as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you so much. And you have a really great day. We're going to be having, I'll just go ahead and mention that while you're on here, we're going to be having an organizational meeting during November And then what we'll do is have where we allow everyone just to enjoy their holidays and work with their clients and themselves getting things ready for next year. And then we'll be back full force for January. But we will have that meeting, and we'll have a number of other Facebook Lives. So if there's people that want to join, as she said, please do. And you mentioned sharing wins. And so I'm probably going to put that on the Facebook page today for people to share anything it is that they have that they consider a win. It would be great to hear from them and have them share so that we can celebrate. So thank you so much for that.
And you know what? You know what I just thought that might be fun, Crystal, is actually tomorrow, I name the days of the week, and Wednesday is usually Wisdom Wednesday. So what if we do tomorrow as Winning Wednesday? Winning Wednesday. So we get to share all of our wins, big, small, whatever it is. Look, if you're having a hard time getting out of bed this morning and that was a win, that's a win. That's a win.
Right. Definitely is. Because a win looks different for everybody. So I can't compare my win to your win, because it could just be getting out of the bed. It could be walking out your front door. It could be, believing in yourself again. All of these things are wins. Plus, if you make a couple thousand, 10,000, 100,000, that's a win as well.
Bonus wins.
Those kind of wins help though too, right? But it's not all about money.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's about what we're bringing forward and how we're feeling inside. And if we're feeling it inside, it's showing up everywhere. So that's where that word grace comes in too.
Awesome. Well, you have an awesome, blessed day. And remember, ladies, we want you to rise. I always say keep rising, and we want us to rise together. Women all over the world. So if there's anyone that you want to invite to this community, please do. And if you want to share here on the Facebook Lives, you can do that as well. So it's just, even if you're not, for the end of this year, I'm just going to say, even if you're not a board member or a VIP member, if you want to share and I have an interview with you to know that it'll be okay for you to share, then I would love to have you on as a guest. So speaking of wins, I want to share Michelle Jewsbury's commercial that she did for us for the summit. We'll be listening to that based on her wins as we get ready to close today. Thank you, Maris. Thank you, everyone. And you all have a blessed day.
Hello, everybody at the WOIII event. I am super humbled and honored to be a part of this amazing organization, and I am super bummed that I am actually not there live. I'm sure you all are having a great time listening to amazing speakers and being a part of the fun activities that Crystal and the team have put together. So I wanted to come on today just to briefly talk about who I am, give you a backstory about why I'm part of this organization, and talk a little bit about Unsilenced Voices, which is the organization that I started in spite of what it is that I had gone through in my life. So a little bit about me is I grew up in a small town in North Idaho to two amazing parents. My mommy and my daddy were my biggest cheerleaders growing up. I never witnessed any form of abuse. I never witnessed any physical violence. My mommy and daddy barely raised their voice to each other, let alone lift their fist to one another. So I grew up in a household where there was love. And my parents, my daddy was military, so we moved around a lot. And I actually learned at a very young age to make friends and then to unmake friends and have to remake friends again. My mom and my dad taught us, meaning my brother and I, that we relied closely on our tight-knit little family. So if we needed anything, we would bring it up to our parents or each other. My brother and I have a great relationship now, which is wonderful. He has gone through a lot of demons in his life, but he now is sober and on his way to a much better and much more fulfilling life. But growing up, it was difficult because we moved around so much. And I actually ate lunch by myself in the cafeteria or in the library. so I wouldn't have to sit by myself. But, you know, I knew in my junior year in high school, my senior year in high school, that I wanted something even more with my life. Well, something even more when I was that age was to move to Hollywood, California and pursue an acting career. So that's what I did. I packed my bags and moved my happy little butt to Hollywood, California. And things were going well. And I was starring in plays and independent films. And lo and behold, I ended up meeting somebody who swept me off my feet. And that relationship turned out to be a very, very violent relationship, all forms of domestic violence. I don't think I need to get into the nitty-gritty details of what happened. However, I experienced it for over 4 years. When I finally escaped, I documented my story, and that's when God used me to do something even more, just like God uses you to do something even more with what you've gone through. And I ended up writing out what happened to me. And I ended up writing and performing a 65-minute solo play about my experience. And that's when people came up to me and told me their stories. And that's when I really felt the calling to use my story to create Unsilenced Voices, which is a nonprofit organization that was started in Ghana, expanded to Rwanda and Sierra Leone. And last year in the United States, we gifted over $33,000 to USA survivors. So we are on a mission to stop the epidemic of domestic violence and human trafficking worldwide. We actually are looking for sponsors of our girls in Sierra Leone, and it's sponsораsurvivor.org. Again, sponsораsurvivor.org. And that's where you can find information about the young girls that we sponsor that have been trafficked and or abused within the country and to that country. From starting Unsilenced Voices and that inception, I started speaking on stages worldwide in 2019. I do a lot of business and personal development coaching. Our team has put together an anthology that I am super excited about called Breaking the Silence, Voices of Survivors. We are also doing 4 summits, virtual summits every year now. Our winter summit is coming up right after this event that you all are attending. But I would love to stay connected and stay involved with WOIII, stay involved with all of you lovely ladies. So if you are from the United States and have a US phone number, go ahead and text the word UNITE, UNITE, to 26786. Again, text UNITE to 26786. That way we can stay in touch, stay together, and you also get a free gift. So it should help. And thanks everybody for allowing me to come and speak. And the last thing I want to leave you with in the short amount of time that I have is in the movie Finding Nemo, there is a fish called Dory that swims around. She gets lost all the time. The one thing that she always sings to herself is just keep swimming. So everybody out there, enjoy the event and just keep swimming. Bye now.